Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at the X-Files, and we're now on to the third season. So this is Paperclip from 1995. This is the third season, and it is episode 2. Previously, we'd had The Blessing Way, and then after this will be DPO. This concludes the 3-part story, which is absolutely wonderful, this 3-part story. It defined in many ways all of the X-Files, the mythology, everything about it is great. Now, this was transmitted on the Fox network on the 29th of September 1995. And on the 12th of March 1996, Sky transmitted it. And on the 19th of September 1996, BBC Two transmitted it and continued the very successful showing of the X-Files in its popularity. Amazing. The popularity of this show was fantastic. Now, it's written by Chris Carter and it's directed by Rob Bowman again. Now, he did 33 episodes and also the X-Files Fight the Future feature film from 1998. The music is by Mark Snow as normal. And we've got David Duchovny playing Fox Mulder. We've got Gillian Anderson playing Dana Scully. We've got Mitch Pileggi playing Walter Skinner. We've got Melinda McCall again playing Melissa Scully. Sheila Larkin playing Margaret Scully. We've got Nicholas Lee, yes, Krychek, the baddie, he's here now. And we've got William B. Davies, of course, playing the smoking man. John Neville now as the well-manicured man. And then, of course, we've got the lone good man. We've got Tom Braidwood playing Froghike. We've got, Froghike. We've got Dean Haglund playing Langley, and we've got Bruce Harwood playing Byers, and we've got Rebecca Tolan playing Tina Mulder, and we've got Don S. Williams playing the First Elder. Now, he's in 15 episodes, and including also he's in the feature film, The X-Files Fight the Future, 1978. So quite a big contribution in these early years of the X-Files. Particularly, it's always usually connected with the conspiracy. And he's an actor that's a lot of TV series and TV films. So, what is this about again? Well, as I say, it concludes the 3-part story. And we've got, of course, Nazi scientists who were used in Operation Paperclip. Now, Nazi scientists were often brought over to America after war, and they were used by the American government, generally the dodgier organizations outside government. And this Operation Paperclip was really about creating a hybrid race with humans and aliens. So we've got already dodgy things going on, to put it mildly. But other important things we learn is that William Mulder, Fox's father, had an involvement in all this, yes. And we learned the devastating choice he had to make between Fox and Samantha Mulder. And he chose Fox to stay, and Samantha was the one. As we know, she went missing. That was seen, but really he gave her up. And that is devastating, absolutely devastating. And of course, Fox has been on his quest to try and find out what happened to his sister. So we learn a lot from this. And he had to make that terrible choice. As I say, the terrible choice is just something that we have seen in sort of stories before, and here it is again. And remember, we had this cliffhanger, if you remember, with Skinner facing off against Scully, if you remember, and he's got this tape. Well, I suppose it's resolved and let down because he persuades them that he can expose them. He's got this now, that he can expose the conspiracy and they should trust him. And I suppose they do when they stand down. Also, the important thing is that we find out and discover is that this mining facility that they break into, they discover all these records. There's a massive, massive filing system, and they contain smallpox vaccination records, which are being used in terms of the whole alien conspiracy. And we can see that this was an area, we get a glimpse where aliens have landed and there's been an exchange going on. We see all that in this particular facility. The other piece, of course, is that Krychek is now not particularly welcome amongst the conspirators either. And they try to get rid of him with blowing up the car, but he manages to latch onto that and manages to escape. So now, where's he going to go? He's kind of on the run. He's dangerous, as the conspirators see him, to their cause now. And we've seen, he's the killer of Mulder's father. He's an assassin. So that is another interesting development now in the story, that he's on the run, that they're after him as well, the people behind all this. So this story is concluded, but it opens up so many more about possibilities of development of the whole story. And it's moved on. We've got a clearer picture about this conspiracy that was going on. And that really makes this such an important conclusion to the whole three-part story. And it's brilliant. Absolutely, really love this story. It's so memorable, as I say, it defines in many ways the whole conspiracy of what we are going to see as well. You can see the developments that will take place. It's also interesting that we've seen the smoking man looking like he's totally in control, that he's pulling all the right strings from his point of view and trying to stop things happening and escalating. It seems like he's in control, but in this one we realize that he isn't. and that he can actually be defeated. And the syndicate and people behind him are also questioning him and putting pressure on him as well. And though he's giving this exterior to them that he's in control, and that events have shown that he isn't as always as in control, and that he can actually be defeated. Though long term, we have to see he always bounces back. He always has a way of getting out of these situations and still continuing what he believes his mission is in part of this, what he's got to do. So those behind him are now questioning him a bit, looking at him and saying, is he really in control and doing what we want? So that's another interesting aspect of the story, and we'll see that develop. So I suppose overall, if you look at this, there are the usual themes about scientists and going too far, as we often say, and for evil, the consequences of science are supposedly for the good, but then sometimes it seems that maybe it's gone for evil. I suppose a lot of this is linked with the consequences of the Second World War, Nazi Germany. But some great themes which really add to this story, which I love, absolutely love this. You can't help but be so involved in these stories. And this is one of the real best X-Files three-parters. If we were looking for parts of the conspiracy stories, then I think these earlier ones are definitely really good, and so much happens, and we get these revelations, where you get more revelations and then you get more questions, and I love that. That was the secret in many ways of the X-Files and its success in terms of its storytelling, that it was able to do that. It answered questions, but then it posed more questions, and you get revelations, and oh crikey, I love it for that reason. It's highly recommended. So that's it really. Why I just think this has been one of the great three-part stories from the whole X-Files. It's fantastic. So before I go, I'll just show you the small box set. This is, of course, now all of season 3. And you've seen it on there, and there's the back again, and it's wonderful. I love all these, as I always say, the small box within the big box. Yes, the whole big box of all these together. Fantastic. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and then you can see all the reviews I've done of the X-Files. But I do a lot more. I review, as you can see, look in the playlist of all films, TV shows, and also bits of music. So have a look there, you might find something. Now, if you like this particular video, please give this a like. If you give it a like, it gets it onto YouTube, and hopefully algorithms or people might enjoy it. Also, if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I'll always answer your comments. I will. So that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.